Do some drugs have spiritual or religious value? That is one of the central questions for the remainder of this course. In the last video, we discussed the nature of mysticism and religious experience. And although mysticism is now seen as being about much more than mere ecstatic experience, we need not ignore such experiences. People from a wide range of traditions have reported that psychedelic drugs have produced profound religious or spiritual insights. In this video, we will walk through Huston Smith's classic article, "Do Drugs Have Religious Import?" Smith argues that psychedelic drugs do indeed have religious value, and he does so by examining the question from four different perspectives. First, we have the historical perspective. Here, Smith cites several instances of drugs being used in religious contexts from across the globe. Still, this only settles the issue descriptively. That is, his examples show that some people have found these substances valuable, not whether they ought to be considered as such for other religious groups. Second, Smith considers the issue from the place of phenomenology, which is the study of experience. Smith's point here is that mystical states occasioned by drugs are not qualitatively different from those in which drugs are not a factor. He argues that if an individual were to consider two different mystical accounts, one drug occasioned and the other not, that individual could not discern which account involved drugs and which one did not. Now, some may object that even if there is no qualitative difference here, there is still an important difference, the fact that one of the experiences was brought about by a powerful hallucinogen. This difference is enough for some, such as R.C. Zahner, to see the drug-occasioned experiences as inherently inferior to the non-drug occasioned mystical experiences. For Zahner, mystical experiences are the result of much work, meditation, prayer, study, etc. And the agent that consumes a drug in order to reach a mystical state is, in Zahner's view, cheating the system. This takes us into the next section of Smith's article. Third, the philosophical perspective. Here, Smith considers the criticism that psychedelic drugs mimic psychosis. So if the peak examples of religious experience are no different from psychological breaks, then this is one more piece of evidence that religion is just an unhealthy, fantastical escape from reality. Here, Smith and other philosophers were known to advocate what was called the principle of causal indifference. This essentially means that it is not the origin of mystical experience that validates or invalidates the experience. People have spiritual experiences brought about by a host of circumstances, and many of them are not via prayer, meditation, and hard spiritual work. For example, stress, sickness, major life changes, etc. have occasioned many mystical and spiritual experiences. Do these antecedent circumstances negate the validity of the experiences that follow? Fourth and finally, Smith looks at the problem from a religious perspective. In what is arguably the most important part of the article, Smith examines the link between profound religious experiences and religious lives. The ultimate test for the validity of a religious experience is the religious life that follows. In other words, the fruit of the experience should be the true focus of the analysis. Think of it this way. If someone told you that they frequently had the most profound and blissful religious experiences, and then a month after hearing this, you see them kick a dog for the fun of it, you might conclude that their religious experiences were either invalid or that they failed to incorporate their insights into their life. In other words, you'd question whether their experiences were really that profound after all. On the other hand, if someone shared the same information with you, and then you watch them grow into a virtuous person who loves people and strives to make the world a more beautiful and just place, you may be inclined to see their religious experience as valid. Now, in these examples, is it the cause of the spiritual experiences that matter, or the results? For Smith, it is clearly the latter. He writes, "For, if, as we have insisted, religion cannot be equated with religious experience, neither can it long survive its absence." Thank you for watching, and I look forward to reading your discussion post this week.